the feminine energy is a receiving energy. So if you are uncomfortable with receiving, that means something is happening in the root cause that needs to be healed to be able for you to be able to be comfortable being a receiver of kind gestures, of assistance, of help, of people doing things for you, people going out of their way to do things for you. I know self-care is really sometimes about, facials, spa, pedicure, manicure. Those are just the tip of the iceberg of self-care and feminine aura, feminine energy. It comes from the deep inner work that you do for yourself. Don't let just the persona fool you, like the Bam Bam's look, her hair on fleek, her clothes, her shoes. It's more than that. It's the aura. It's what is knowing who you are from within, and what you stand for. Like being very grounded on all levels. So you've seen the trending video on omoniobolitv channel, Loving Every Word. Here are 5 things that women can learn from this movie. First off is that you need to be honest about your feelings. Do not feel like because this person is good, kind to you, and is a good person to everybody else, and you or yourself, you should just rub your feelings under the carpet in the name of, okay, it's good enough, and things like that. Even if the person is good for you, be honest with your feelings. Like the way Bam Bam was, even though it took a while for her to speak up, because Odogu was persistent, she still came to a point of telling him that his accent gave her an ick. That might be a struggle for a lot of people, to be honest, because everybody's telling them that the person who is pursuing their hand in marriage is the perfect person for them. So they just probably ignore what they feel about, the person's, it's not personality or just some things that they do as a person that makes them uncomfortable. That's, first thing. Second thing would be that she's grounded. She's grounded in a career, in what she's doing and things like this. So basically, she has a vision. She has a business. Even though it wasn't where she wanted it to be, she had something going on for herself. Like she had dreams, she had something doing, and she's very she's very passionate about something that she has going on for herself. The third thing to learn about this character Bam Bam on this movie is that sort your childhood trauma. Sort your childhood trauma so that it does not spill over your relationships, especially romantic relationships. Because what you leave unattended to would reflect in the people that are around you, especially romantic relationships. Your partner is like a mirror. Everyone in this world is a mirror reflecting to us back the things that are unhealed in ourselves that needs to be addressed. However, in a romantic relationship, this person you're gonna be seeing every day of your life, they are really like a standing mirror right to your face, showing you places, unhealed versions of you that needs to be healed. So in those instances, you'll be triggered as a person. The things they do will trigger a part of you that is unhealed. And if you don't sort out all these things before you get married, it's like a recipe for disaster, because you then start projecting your past hurt, your past experiences on this person, like on this innocent person that does not know what you went through years back or in previous relationships, for example. Yeah, some people don't have childhood trauma, but some people have relationship traumas based on the people they had dated in the past. And from that perspective, what's wrong with my English today? From that perspective, they start projecting like what this person did in the past. Maybe this person is going to do it. Like what Odogu said, it's like she was waiting for another shoe to drop. But in this case, it was not from a past relationship. It was from a childhood experience that she had. Some women are just assume that because XYZ did this pattern of behavior, this person that is currently dating them or who they are in life partnership with would someday or is going to, behave like that in some way. But what you don't know is that because you have that thought lingering somewhere in your mind, you would act and behave in a certain way that is not ideal. Either you'll be holding yourself back from expressing yourself properly, or you'd sabotage yourself in instances or situations that does not require you to sabotage yourself. So it might then lead to you recreating past experiences that does not exist anymore, bringing them into the reality of what is now. And that's just plainly sabotaging, like you're recreating past experiences that do not exist. And that can be very harmful to yourself because you can end up losing something very important to you, or harmful to the other person, causing them scars that they don't need to even deal with in the first place. It's very important to be in an healthy state, emotionally, physically, mentally, on all levels, financially, before, getting into the partnering up with someone else, and make sure the person you're partnering up with also is a very healthy person holistically. Very, very important. Nothing to learn from this movie is that feminine energy, like from someone who has gone through both sides, I really can resonate with you coming from an environment or society that years you've had to like show up for yourself in a certain way to be able to fit into a society that you have been in, where being feminine can be perceived as weakness. So you have to toughen up, you have to toughen up in the workplace environment, either on your way back from work or coming to work, in uni and things like this, where you have to like guard yourself and protect yourself. And coming from that type of environment to being in an environment where I was forced to take a step back on all levels due to so many social or environmental factors, that you have to step back and see yourself. This thing sometimes comes with growth, comes with experience, comes with timing as well. So to get to that level, it takes a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't happen in a day. But here are some suggestions I could suggest in order to get into your feminine energy. First off is knowing that you don't need to fight. There's nothing to be fighting for. The universe is for you. It's not against you. Like you're not literally having to fight for things. Like even if the society that you are in forces you to have that kind of perception, within you can grow a certain type of mentality that everything is working for me. Just take a look at it. If everything is working for you, why do you need to toughen up and fight for things that don't go your way? You're like, okay, that's not mine is coming. but it doesn't take a day to get here. There's form of having healthy communication, like seeking professionals who are who professionals and coaches, I'm not gonna lie, who are in this field of making you of guiding you back to yourself. They're not going to teach you who you are, but they're just guides. If that's for some people, that could be a great start. For some, it could be through books or combination of both. Books, reading of books and things. Sometimes you just get to a point in your life where everything just had to like stop. Like you just tell yourself enough of this dynamic and you want to change. That's a very good place to be. And then, you can't do that journey on your own. That's why you have to, call on your creator, God, who created you, to guide you on that journey of becoming you yourself, the person that created you outside of society's perception of who you should be. So gradually you get to tend to figure out yourself, and it's such a beautiful journey, because when you finally figure out who you are and you sit in that embodiment of who you are created to be, everything just makes sense. Honestly, everything just makes sense. Is the innate ability of knowing who you are, that nothing faces you anymore. You know when to speak up, you know when to keep quiet, you know when to act, you know when to pray, you know when to leave it for God to handle. You just know the right things at the right time. It doesn't happen overnight. But it's just an assurance that you know you're guided, you're secure in who you are, in such a way that in your relationships, you don't switch into your masculine energy to prove a point, or to show that, oh, I can take care of myself. You as a feminine, in a feminine aura, you are the feminine energy is a receiving energy. So if you are uncomfortable with receiving, that means something is happening in the root cause that needs to be healed, to be able for you to be able to be comfortable being a receiver of kind gestures, of assistance, of help, of people doing things for you, people going out of their way to do things for you. It could be definitely the masculine energy, the person who's pursuing you. Also, people, strangers, lending a hand to ask you, like, would you need an assistance in this? People are just comfortable doing things for you. That's the feminine aura. For you to get there, it starts from within. I know self-care is really sometimes about, facials, spa, pedicure, manicure. Those are just the tip of the iceberg of self-care and feminine aura, feminine energy. It comes from the deep inner work that you do for yourself. Don't let just the persona fool you, like the Bam Bam's look, her hair on fleek, her clothes, her shoes. It's more than that. It's the aura. It's what is knowing who you are from within, and what you stand for. Like being very grounded on all levels. And it takes years. Sometimes, sometimes it takes years. Sometimes it takes having women, like strong women figure in your lives, and men as well. Because if you grow up around strong figures, male and female, they could be parents, they could be uncles, they could be aunties, that you emulate the way they do things. You just admire how they show up and how they show up for you. This little, this it's not little, these are actually strong points that can, influence someone on how we perceive ourselves. So, to be honest, there's so many things to learn about that movie, and also finances. Don't joke with your finances. Uh, it, you might not be where you want to be, but trust me, just knowing that you're on track is enough. Is more than enough. Like when you know you're on track on what you want to do or get yourself where you want to get yourself, like that's solid. That's really solid on all levels. So it starts with here. So if you're on your feminine journey, if Bam Bam has inspired you to start your feminine journey, there's a lot. I hope I was able to cover a few inspirations on where to start on this journey, and so many things that I learned, and I hope you learned also from the movie. It's now 10 million views and still counting, and it's going to be counting because all of us are restreaming, and a lot of people are getting to know it over the period of time. I hope you enjoyed this, and catch you on the next one. Bye, dear friends.